My little brother was an unhinged bleach blonde dirtbag. We grew up dead broke, the kind of poor where the family could only afford to send one kid past middle school. He grabbed a meat cleaver from the kitchen and held it flush against his throat. It's for suckers. I took the opening he gave me, rode that opportunity all the way to a full ride at an elite prep school. Senior year, the soft-spoken campus golden boy confessed his love to me. Caused a massive scene across the whole school. That same night, my brother cornered him in a blind alley and slapped him across the face 800 times. The golden boy was leaking snot and tears. Stop hitting me, I'll confess. I'm juggling 10 different girls and my baby mama is still in postpartum. Later that night, I heard the algorithm chime in my head. Task number 99. Clear out the protagonist's garbage romance options. Female villainess corruption level increasing. My brother just flashed this psychotic feral grin. Screw the toxic villainess script. My sister is going to be the ultimate power fantasy boss. I don't like this trash narrative they handed us. I'm gonna rewrite this whole damn thing by hand. There are a million revenge thrillers out there. Jax practically owns half the market share. You don't even need a brain to see it, you just watch him work. Jax came out of the womb rocking a patch of bleach blonde hair. Everyone around the block said he was born lucky. Destined for old money. It wasn't until he became the undisputed warlord of our kindergarten playground that it clicked for me. He was the chosen dirtbag. The year we took our middle school placement exams, I ranked number 1 in the district. Jax also ranked number 1, dead last from the bottom. My parents just sighed heavily. Same blood, same womb. How did they turn out so different? Her sister was always too aggressive. Must have stolen all her brother's brain cells while they were still in there. You couldn't make up that level of ignorant hostility if you tried. They sat me and my brother down at the peeling kitchen table. You know how things are around here. My dad looked at me, shifting uncomfortably. We only got enough cash to put one of you through to the next grade. My mum's eyes darted nervously between the two of us. Frankie, you're smart. You'll land on your feet no matter what you do. But Jax is different. If he doesn't get a piece of paper saying he graduated, his life is officially over. A diploma is great and all, but are you seriously betting on me being an academic? Jax let out a harsh laugh. Guys with master's degrees and doctorates are out there delivering for DoorDash. I'm dropping out right now to run deliveries. I'll have a 10-year head start on their bank accounts. Plus, I already know the streets better than they do. The more my parents yelled, the harder he pushed back. He literally stormed into the kitchen, grabbed the heavy iron cleaver, and pressed the blade to his carotid artery. School is for suckers. My dad flinched, he was caving. Jax is a lost cause anyway, but Frankie's grades are perfect. What good does reading books do a girl? My mum shot back. She's just gonna get married and get stuck at home raising kids anyway. If she gets a degree, she can marry up. Dad countered. Find some rich guy and then she can pull her brother up with her. Takes the heat off us. You think rich guys don't have standards? Jax was orchestrating total anarchy now, barking orders at the people who gave him life. You think they're gonna look twice at a family with parents who don't even have a 401k or a pension? You two need to get your asses to the factory right now and start paying into a retirement fund. You gotta build up my wedding fund. My parents shrank back, totally cowed, but we're almost 50. So what? 50 is the prime hustling age. You delay my wedding, you cut off the family bloodline, you want to carry that weight. Thanks to Jax, the suicidal dropout card. I slipped through the cracks and got my education. I crushed the SATs, scoring 3rd in the entire city. And walked into a premier high school. Jax. He became the most infamous, unhinged punk in our entire zip code. He spent his days helping elderly women who were trying to run insurance scams across intersections. He actively bullied the local bullies from all the neighbouring districts, extorted the street thugs, collected protection money. The street vendors he protected were constantly stuffing my backpack with fresh fruit and snacks. I'd go to buy a basic breakfast burrito, and they'd ship free sausages and spicy jerky straight to our house, always threw in a bottle of strawberry yoo-hoo. The whole campus knew I was off limits. Knew I had a psychotic dirtbag for a little brother, so even though I was pulling a 4-point and had half the school staring at me, not a single guy had the guts to get within 10 feet except Chase. Chase, he's golden, boy. Student body president. He cornered me by the front gates right after the final bell, made a massive spectacle out of it. Frankie, I'm in love with you. Will you go out with me, dating during senior year? The stress must have finally cracked his brain. Just as I opened my mouth to shoot him down, a very familiar drawl drifted over my shoulder. Damn, you really got a death wish trying to hustle my sister. Jax was standing there, hands shoved deep in his pockets, rocking this arrogant, untouchable smirk, that tuft of blonde hair catching the afternoon sun. He was wearing shredded denim and a black ribbed tank top, fresh asphalt scrapes painted up and down his forearms. Chase frowned. Who the hell are you? Jax flashed a predatory smile, revealing a sharp canine. I'm your daddy. Frankie, don't worry. Chase stepped in front of me, trying to play the hero. I'll protect you. I respect the script you're reading from, I muttered. But why are your knees knocking together? Jax pulled the unlit cigarette from between his lips, whipped it straight into Chase's face. Looked like it sparked off his forehead. He grabbed the golden boy by his pristine collar, twisting the fabric tight. You lay one finger on her, just try it. I will literally stomp your manhood into powder. Chase actually had a little bit of spine in him. He still managed to ask me out for a late-night drive right there on the spot. The result, the second night classes ended. Jax dragged him into an alley and went to work. I grabbed a heavy wooden broom handle from the janitor's closet and ran out to save the idiot. By the time I hit the pavement, I saw Jax hit Chase with an open palm. Chase didn't back down, so Jax hit him 800 more times. He broke. Dropped to his knees and started bawling. Stop hitting me, I'll confess. I'm juggling 10 different girls and my baby mama is still in postpartum. He was crying so hard he managed to whip a string of snot right onto my brother's fresh kicks. Wipe my boots. Jax planted his foot squarely on the kid's bruised, handsome face. Let out a sound of pure disgust. Get your face down there and lick it clean. Damn it, these are brand new Jordans. I quietly handed the broom handle over to Jax. He shot me a sideways glance, took the heavy wood without missing a beat, and swiped it right across the cheating scumbag's face. Crawl away, you piece of trash, after Chase transferred out. My life got incredibly peaceful. The sheer value of having an unhinged punk for a brother was skyrocketing by the day. Before graduation even hit, I secured early admission to one of the top Ivy League programs in the country, riding high as the state's top STEM prospect. Over the summer, my aunt showed up at the house dragging a crate of milk that was 3 days away from expiring. Frankie is a certified genius now. She's got all this free time before the semester starts. Why doesn't she just tutor our kids for the summer? It wouldn't cost her anything. My parents had been broke for so long they were addicted to free handouts. They reached out to grab the milk immediately. Oh, you didn't have to do that. It's the least she can do. Before my dad's fingers even brushed the cardboard, Jax stepped in and punted the crate across the living room. Top state scholar. Her hourly rate is $1,500. My aunt physically recoiled. That's insane. My parents, hearing the dollar amount, immediately pivoted and tried to force me out the door to start working. Jax lost his mind. Work. My sister has been grinding her bones to dust for 12 years. She bled for this acceptance letter just so she could finally breathe for one summer. If the neighborhood finds out you're running a sweatshop out of the living room, how the hell am I supposed to show my face on the street? He turned around and wired 10 grand straight into my checking account, then signed me up for an intensive driving course. Get your license sorted out. I'm buying a car soon. I'm gonna need a chauffeur. I passed the road test weeks later, never saw a set of keys. My parents refused to throw me a graduation party, so Jax rented out a local diner, called in all his street soldiers, and threw me a massive bash. Handed me a brand new iPhone Pro and a fully maxed out MacBook. I spent the entire summer dead to the world, laying in bed scrolling. When I got bored of gaming, I hit the e-commerce apps. When I got tired of shopping, I used Jax's linked credit card to order food. He checked the statement once and immediately wired me another 10 grand. If I catch you ordering off the dollar menu again, you're dead. You buy one piece of cheap polyester clothing, I will personally shred it. Freshman drop-off. My brother loaded up a battered cargo van and drove me to campus. My new roommates were terrified they were going to get trafficked to a cartel in Tijuana if they looked at me wrong. Everyone treated me with extreme caution, except Chloe. She was genuine old money, arrogant, but blindingly pretty, radiating pure main character energy. Right on cue, the narrative feed started rolling across my vision. The toxic villainess finally crosses paths with the female lead. The script begins now. The female lead is completely naive and constantly gets targeted by her roommates for flexing her wealth, if they didn't isolate her. Our angelic male lead would never get the chance to swoop in and play the savior. Villainess, who, Miklo stepped up and volunteered to the room. I can handle buying all the shared stuff for the dorm. The other two girls nodded nervously. Okay, just front the cash and we'll pay you back. Sure, Chloe didn't miss a beat. Let's get the motorized drying racks, way easier for laundry, and for the hairdryer, let's just grab a Dyson. They work great and they're basically dirt cheap. The dorm room went dead silent. I watched the other two girls roll their eyes behind her back. The narrative feed was sighing in my head. Princess. You need to dial it back to the poverty channel. You got a girl in here living on financial aid, but the other two were complete cowards, too terrified of offending the rich girl. They'd rather starve for a month to pay their share of the Dyson than speak up. It was actually a very simple fix, just hit her with the truth. The female lead was dense, but she had zero malice in her, if you just laid things out straight. She'd give you the shirt off her back, so I ran a test. Can we just buy a standard aluminum drying rod? And a standard domestic hairdryer works fine. The thing is, I survive on $300 a month. I can't afford to split that kind of hardware. The two cowards stared at me like I was a messiah. Chloe looked confused. Well, I can just pay for the whole thing. It's pocket change for me. But asking me to downgrade my quality of life just to match the room, not happening. The roommates were paralyzed. I jumped right in. Deal, with the algorithm practically screaming in the background. Chloe and I became inseparable. But it didn't take long for me to realize something was off. There was a guy in our cohort named Liam. Unbelievably good-looking. Every time I got within a 5-foot radius of him, it was like a sleeper agent activation code went off in my brain. I had this overwhelming biological urge to trash Chloe, to him to start rumors, to completely destroy her reputation. It took every ounce of willpower. I had to keep my mouth shut. It happened over and over. The feed was groaning in my head. Even getting into an Ivy League doesn't save the villainess from being a pawn. Her entire existence is just to spread lies about the female lead, to create the misunderstandings that force the leads together. Villainess. You have the highest grades in the department. Chloe is the sole heir to Biotech Vanguard. You're too caught up in this cheap romance plot. You're missing the massive bag sitting right in front of you. This rich girl is your one-way ticket into the 1%. In the original script, the female lead literally buys a state-of-the-art laboratory just to fund the male lead's dreams. Are your skills any worse than his? Latch onto her now. Slide into Vanguard's core R&D division later. Co-author a massive project and set yourself up for life. Why wouldn't you want that? Stop fighting it. You were born to be the toxic sidekick. That's the correct setting. Screw the setting. It was my life. I'd set the damn parameters myself. Lam approached me after class to ask a question about the lecture and asked to borrow my notes. I'm Liam. What's your name? I didn't expect the male lead to be completely disconnected from pop culture. Okay, Margot. Can I get your number? Sure. I rattled off Chloe's digits without blinking. The second I walked into the dorm, Chloe was buzzing with adrenaline. The campus golden boy just texted me. He's not nearly as icy as everyone says. He literally texted me asking if I was Margot Robbie. He is so smooth, the algorithm feed was losing its collective mind. Holy shit, who saw that coming? The villainess just speed ran the romance arc. Is there even a misunderstanding here? I can confirm she definitely lied to him. I don't even care. I'm sick of the angst. This sugar high is exactly what I needed. I let out a massive breath, but it didn't take them long to realize the wiring was crossed. Chloe caught it first. Why does Liam keep asking me about the coursework? He keeps thanking me for letting him borrow my notes. I never gave him any notes. I lent him the notes, I said flatly. He was trying to get my number in the first place. Chloe froze. Then why the hell did you give him mine? This was it, peak villainous behavior. The lies just flowed out of me like dark magic. Look, I'm just going to give it to you straight. Lam is completely obsessed with you. He took one look at you on orientation day and was instantly hooked. But the guy has a massive ego. He couldn't just walk up and risk getting shot down. So he begged me to run this whole wrong number interference play. It's a covert operation to get into your orbit. Chloe's face flushed bright red. No way. He doesn't seem like the type to pull a stunt like that. I deployed the ultimate toxic sidekick manipulation tactic. Chloe, you're killing me here, you're blind. The female lead was glowing, had absolutely no idea the campus idol was allegedly this kind of degenerate. In that exact moment, I stopped being the villainess, I became the architect of their delusions. Once I finished brainwashing the female lead, I went to work on the male lead. Don't be so hard on him, I told her. He only acts like a creep when it comes to you. After a week of intense psychological manipulation, the algorithm feed finally gave me some respect. When these two get married, the villainess better be sitting at the head table. I tracked Liam down outside the library. You asked for my number. Why haven't you texted me? Liam looked horrified. He pulled out his phone and pulled up the chat log. Then who the hell have I been talking to every night? I slapped my forehead. Putting on an Oscar-worthy performance of regret. Oh my God, I'm so stupid. I must have accidentally given you my roommate's number. Chloe, you know her. Liam looked like he was trying to swallow a golf ball. She's that notoriously arrogant rich girl in our cohort. She doesn't seem anything like the rumors, though. Well, consider yourself lucky. I threw my arm over his shoulder, painted a masterpiece of absolute fiction. She comes from a deeply broken home. The Ice Queen routine is just a defense mechanism. She shuts down around strangers. But when she's talking to someone she's actually into, she completely opens up. The male lead didn't say a word. Just turned a deep shade of crimson. Are you saying she's into me? Crisis averted. I was practically skipping toward the dining hall when a crew of men in black suits materialized out of nowhere, grabbed me and shoved me into the back of a waiting Rolls-Royce Phantom. I was thrown roughly against the leather upholstery, looked up and locked eyes with a face that was sharp, ruthless, and terrifyingly handsome. He grabbed my jaw, his grip like a vice. His voice was laced with pure venom, having fun chatting up the golden boy. Baby, the narrative feed right on time. Oh my God, it's Silas. What is he doing here? I thought the villainess was supposed to end up as the big bad's kept woman, using his power to crush the main couple, breaking laws and dying in a ditch. But our girl hasn't even done anything wrong this time. Why is he still hunting her? Because she's getting too close to the male lead. It triggers the villain's psychotic possession protocols. Frankie, wake up. This is Silas, the future absolute monarch of the tech, finance, and medical sectors. Stop thinking about being his pet. Look at the capital he's sitting on. If you can get him to leak even a fraction of his resources, it's enough to seed fund a dozen independent R&D labs. Get in the game. Owning the capital is 1,000,000 times better than being the collateral. Priority 1, de-escalate the psycho. If Silas snapped, he was capable of wiping me off the map. I forced his hand off my jaw and smoothed out my jacket. Excuse me, sir. Who exactly are you? He paused. A flash of dark amusement crossed his eyes. His lips curled into a predatory smirk. I'm your husband. I knew this exact playbook. It was the exact same energy as my brother. Just a bleach blonde street punk with an unlimited black card. I had 18 years of experience dealing with feral dogs. This guy didn't scare me in the slightest. Oh, well then, husband, what's your name? Now Silas was genuinely caught off guard. The aggression melted into something resembling excitement. A dark smile settled on his face. Reporting for duty, wife. The name is Silas. Drop a comment below to see how Jax makes these boomers pay in blood for touching my future in part 2.